Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar today at Nexford University entitled Mentorship, Sponsorship, and Career Growth. I'm Nicole Darling. I am the head of career success here at Nexford University, and I am so excited to bring you our special guest today, Ben Hyman.
Thanks, Nicole. I'm excited to be here.
What is mentorship for you? What does that mean?
Sure. I think in the simplest form, it would just be helping someone kind of more junior than you to grow in a sustained way. I think we often tend to think of that, and maybe the thing we're most likely to focus on is, a more senior person in a company or within a profession, spending time with a more junior person and coaching them along the way. But I think there's a form of mentorship that you can get from, people that you've never met on YouTube or reading blogs or whatever else. And so there's plenty of other ways to get similar types of information and support. But I think the core version is really more senior person kind of passing on their wisdom and supporting a more junior person.
How does someone get a mentor? And what are the expectations for that? Like, should a person have an expectation for them to be a referral, for them to, lead them to other opportunities? Or is it just an experience of this is my advice sort of relationship kind of thing? Can you kind of explain that a little bit more?
Sure. I think it can be, there's a pretty broad spectrum. I would say the two places I personally have probably found the most useful mentors. Some have been people I'm kind of friends with or are connected to through a mutual person. And often it's kind of, they are more senior and they know more than me, but we get on enough that to some degree we're friends and to some degree they're a mentor. So they're enjoying the interactions, they're bought in, they want to see me do well. That would be one side. The other side, I think there can be the more direct attempt to get a mentor. I've also found basically reaching out to people. I'm a big just reach out to people on LinkedIn advocate, and I found that can definitely get you quite far. If you're trying to get into a specific space, reaching out to someone and giving them a clear reason, I have this expertise and I'm doing this thing. This is why I am reaching out to you in particular, and you can help me kind of on this decision I'm making. Not everyone's going to reply, but quite a high proportion of people are actually willing to take that 30-minute call if it's a kind of well-crafted message asking for a clear thing. If it's a very long, generic, it looks like you probably sent it to 100 people, it goes into the spam, basically. It depends a lot on kind of who it is. It can be you have one call, they give you some useful information, and you never see them again. It can be this is a kind of longer-running thing. I think you always have to be careful. Like in these cases, they're doing it purely because they're being nice, basically. So you have to get the basics right, like turn up on time, make sure you thank them a lot, be polite, all of that kind of thing to keep them on board. But also ideally it's kind of more of a conversation. They're not necessarily learning as much from you, but they're learning some stuff from you. They're enjoying the conversation, and it makes them think, I'm happy to chat to him once a month.
Yeah, so it's not, I like the way you said it. So when you reach out on LinkedIn, which I love that idea too, it's not, hey, will you be my mentor? It's, because that's kind of a more forward sort of approach to it, which seems very, like you're asking them to take on a lot, like a weekly call and, like you're putting them on payroll. So I think it's, like you said, it's a little bit more beneficial to ask for a more specific question. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's more, I have a job offer from wherever you used to work at this company. Are you available to chat? Or it's, I'm just finishing my degree. I really want to get into agri-tech. I did this project previously. Do you have half an hour to tell me some more about the space or something? It's like a smaller ask. Yeah.
Yeah. And it sounds like it can look differently, meaning that it can either be just a one answer to one question that somebody had for you as sort of a mentor. You've been in this field. Can you answer this question? Or this is the problem I'm having, to actually developing more of a long-term mentorship. I think, are those the sort of different types of relationships that mentors can have with their mentees, which is maybe it's just a quick question and that's it. The relationship's done. Or maybe it's just a longer term thing, or they just pop up every once in a while and say, hey, how you doing? And this is what I'm up to. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, definitely. I think calling it a mentor makes it sound like it's some kind of formal appointment to a role. That overstates. I mean, sometimes, there are people who are kind of agreed to commit, but usually it's not that. Usually it's, it could be anywhere from basically seeming like a friendship or just being someone you occasionally ask a question on WhatsApp to, someone you have a regular scheduled session with and some kind of arrangement. It's a pretty vague concept that would capture anyone giving you advice. And so I don't think you have to try and structure it.
Do you have a mentor? Like, did you have a mentor somewhere in your past experience that really stood out to you? And what was it about them being your mentor that kind of stood out and made it so worthwhile and memorable to you?
Learning lots of things every single day. And I think that kind of mentorship and learning is something that almost has to happen in a work environment. You can get kind of the higher level advice and so on from someone you talk to once a week or once a month, but if you want to directly shape how you work on things, then the most important mentors for that is going to be who's your boss, who are the people you're actually working with day to day, because they're the ones giving you feedback constantly, telling you this isn't good enough, do this thing this way, and so on. So that's maybe a more general point I would say is the most important mentors, even if they're not usually seen like that, is going to be who are you working with. That's, 8 hours a day, every day, that you're being informed by how they think and the feedback they give you.
Have you always been understanding and appreciative of the advice of others and being open to accepting that, as opposed to thinking, I know it, I got it, I don't need your help?
Making yourself clearly open to it and not reacting badly when you do get it, but also actively asking for it. Sure, maybe your boss is really busy, they haven't got around to it, but when you submit an assignment or when you do a piece of work, go like, how was that? Is there anything I could have improved? Where could I do better next time? Ask those kind of questions constantly. And sure, sometimes people have nothing and you can go, great, I'm amazing, I did a great job, no feedback today. But if you don't ask, you're not going to get that piece of feedback. Maybe it was 7 out of 10, they're busy, they're going to go about their day. They don't, you're not in trouble. But if you keep asking for feedback, next time it can be an 8 out of 10, and then a 9 out of 10, and then a 10 out of 10. And you can keep getting better. So I think, openness to feedback and actively seeking out feedback, I think is very important in getting value out of any kind of mentorship type relationship, and honestly any relationship at all. I think as much feedback as you can get, the better, basically.
What skills or mindsets do you believe will define career growth over the next decade?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's kind of two options, basically, to prepare for the kind of skills that you need, and it's broadly running towards AI or running as far away from AI as possible are kind of the two skill sets. I think the core insight to that is the middle way, so the kind of routine, white collar knowledge work type jobs that are most susceptible to being automated. It's not as easy to just sit there. I mean, there's still likely to be in 5 years, 10 years or whatever, plenty of lawyers, plenty of people in many of these types of roles, but relatively speaking, I think there's going to be fewer jobs there and a lot more jobs and skill requirements in other places. And those other places are either you do the stuff that AI is not likely to touch anytime soon. So certainly manual work would be in that, but also things that are relationship based, human relationships, face-to-face stuff, either those jobs that are very far away from AI, so relationship based stuff, or stuff that actually is in the physical world, whether it's could be managing a logistics depot, working as an electrical engineer, all of these kind of things that actually have someone walking about or using their hands or so on, and they're not just behind a desk. I think you can go that route, and then you're not AI can't replace the type of work you're doing for quite a while. The opposite option is there are plenty of new areas that are going to open up that are often very closely related to AI where you need skills. So the alternative option is spend your time learning these AI automation tools, building no-code apps, at very least, using ChatGPT, getting it to enhance your work and so on. And so run towards AI and build up those skill sets.
How can you be a people's person, as I believe this will help in mentorship?
First thing on being a people person, I think people kind of seem to think it's some innate thing within them, and either they're good with people or they're not. I don't think that's true. Like everything else, it's practice and feedback. Speak to lots of people, go to lots of events, force yourself to do it. It will get easier over time. And then secondly, it's a bit more complicated in a social environment. You can't just go around asking people at the end, did you like me? But people do give plenty of feedback, particularly if you know them. Listen to that feedback on those interactions and learn from it, figure out how to kind of do things better on the people person side next time, I think.
How can we overcome the fear of reaching out to potential mentors?
Yeah, I think I'm past it now, which is so it's harder to give good advice. I don't know if I have much more than just like the Nike slogan of just do it. If it's like reaching out on LinkedIn, honestly, my advice is who cares? If they don't want to reply, they don't reply. It doesn't matter. If they do reply, they say yes. There's no downside.
Yeah.
So that you don't need to overthink it. If you want to chat to someone on LinkedIn, just send a connection request. The worst that happens is you don't chat to them. If you don't send them a message, you also don't chat to them. So it doesn't. I still cringe having to kind of walk around a conference and talk to people I don't know. There's still some pain in that. I think not many people fully get past that, but you kind of make yourself do it. But yeah, messaging someone on LinkedIn, I mean, I'm now in recruitment, so it's part of the job, but that's second nature. I do that constantly. And yeah, I mean, there's no downside. It's an incredible tool.
Thank you so much, Ben. We are out of time. Thank everybody for attending today and all those great questions. Truly appreciate it. I hope this was helpful to you when you're thinking about mentorships, and what it actually means and how do you get one. And I hope it's beneficial to everyone. So thank you. Have a great day, everybody. And take care, Ben. It was great talking to you again.
Thank you, everyone. Bye. Bye.